1989 American animated musical romantic fantasy film produced by Walt Disney Feature Animation and Walt Disney Pictures. What's Good? It's a boy did reviews, and today we're going to review the 28th Disney animated feature film in the Disney canon. The film loosely based on the Danish fairy tale of the same name by Hans Christian Andersen. And what is the film all about? In Disney's beguiling animated romp, rebellious 16-year-old mermaid Ariel, voiced by Jodie Benson, is fascinated with life on land. On one of her visits to the surface, which are forbidden by her controlling father, King Triton, she falls for a human prince. Determined to be with her new love, Ariel makes a dangerous deal with the sea witch Ursula to become human for 3 days. But when plans go away for the star-crossed lovers, the king must make the ultimate sacrifice for his daughter. And the film was written and directed by Ron Clements and John Musker, with music by Alan Menken and Howard Ashmore, who also served as a co-producer alongside John Musker, and art direction by Michael Prezina Jr. and Donald A. Towns. The film features the voices of Jodie Benson, Christopher Daniels Barnes, Pat Carroll, Samuel E. Wright, Jason Marin, Kenneth Mars, Buddy Hackett, and Vinnie Abdul-Jonis. Little Mermaid was released to theaters on November 17, 1989 to largely positive reviews, garnering $84 million at the box office during its initial run and $211 million in total lifetime gross worldwide. After the success of the 1988 Disney/Alblin film Who Framed Roger Rabbit, The Little Mermaid is given credits for breathing life back into the art of Disney animated feature films after a string of critical or commercial failures produced by Disney that dated back to the early 1970s, and it also marked the start of the new era known as the Disney Renaissance. The film won 2 Academy Awards for Best Original Score and Best Original Song Under the Sea. And this film, what can I say? Let's talk about, oh my gosh, there's just so much to really get into this movie. And what can I say? Let's talk about the positives of this film. And the positives is the visual style of this film. This is the first time since, I would probably even say, something like Peter Pan, that this is the Disney film that looks like a Disney movie. We finally have a Disney film that actually does look like a Disney movie, you know. Disney started to lose its touch in terms of its visual look from, I would say, the late 60s onwards. And because of that, because they wanted to save money using the Xerox process, because they did that, Disney animation films looked very scratchy looking because they used the rough outline. And even though the movies did box office okay during the 70s and 80s, they weren't always critically praised and people never really went back to them. So Disney really went back to their drawing board and made a film that looked visually appealing, and this movie looks gorgeous to look at. The character designs are all so colourful, unique, and have these very interesting designs. The backgrounds look amazing and they look fabulous and they look gorgeous. More money and resources were dedicated to The Little Mermaid than any other Disney film in decades. To be honest with you. I am absolutely happy they put all their time and energy into this. They really researched and they really put more money into this. They also used, oh my gosh, it's just so great, just wonderful. And obviously this was the last Disney film to use traditional hand-painted cell methods for animation before they used digitally coloring and combining scan drawings. And yeah, the music in this film is also catchy and adorable and just absolutely amazing, you know. Songs like Under the Sea, A Whole New World, sorry, not A Whole New World, A Part of Thy World, Kiss the Girl, even Ursula's songs are just also classic and amazing, and you just love them all, to be honest with you. Seriously, credit is definitely given to Alan Menken and Howard Ashmore, who did the music, to be honest with you. Like, I give a ton of credit to those guys. And honestly, not just the visual look, but the way it's animated, looks really great. It has this nice fluidness to it, and it looks appealing to the eyes, you know. And the characters themselves, the writing is considerably better in this film than any other Disney film, since I would even say Peter Pan. That was probably the last, maybe 101 Dalmatians. Jodie Benson as Ariel is amazing. She's quirky, she's funny, she's got her own, like, she's just the spark of a girl, and she's just so fun to watch and all that. And you got the prince, who actually has more to say, and he has a bit more of a role in this film than any other princes in the previous film. This is the first Disney princess film since Sleeping Beauty, so they really did bring back the whole Disney princess stuff with this film, to be honest with you. Pat Carroll as Ursula is just this sly, evil witch, and her design is so unique and amazing, and just all the characters are all great, and the voice acting is great as well. Ariel's two companions, Sebastian and Flounder, voiced by Samuel E. Wright and Jason Mara respectively, give a great performance. Kenneth Mars as King Triton is this dominant dude who just wants Ariel to be his little girl forever, but knows that one day she has to grow up. And they all did such a really good performance, and it feels like a Disney film. Another thing this movie feels like, it feels like a Broadway turned into an animated movie. And I feel like adding the whole Broadway aspect to Disney movies was possibly the best thing they ever done, and it was probably it really, really gave this film that whole grandness. It made everything seem more grand. Like, from this point onwards, like, all Disney movies would use this Broadway style of like music, and I think that is how Disney movies should be, you know. Like, Broadway is kind of like the, you know, way to go. And yeah, this film really, really, really made use of that medium, to be honest with you. And I love the story, I like the visual look, I like the characters, I like everything. Mixed aspects of the film, maybe the romance is a little, Ariel's voice does disappear because she has to sign a contract with Ursula in order to go on the land and meet her prince, you know, but she can't talk. But the facial expressions the animators do just is so great and amazing. And yeah, I know it's 3 days, you know, and if she can't kiss the prince, then she can never go back to the ocean, or, you know, whatnot. But honestly, that's the only negative mix aspect. It's like the romance is a little bit quick, but that's a Disney film for you. What else can you? It's a romance, you know. It's meant to be fantasy, you know. It's not meant to be real. But honestly, this film is almost perfect. It's practically perfect. I love this film. I can watch it again and again and again and never get bored of it. And with that, I'm gonna give The Little Mermaid an A star and a 10 out of 10. It really brought back to life the Disney animation, and the Disney Renaissance was only gonna get better and better and better. But thank you for watching this review. Please like, share this video, and comment down below and tell me what's your favorite Disney animated flick. This is one of my faves. With that, thank you for watching this review, and as always, a Boarding Review signing out.